Now, let us have a demonstration to observe the effects of water, light and temperature on the potted plants. Take 3 potted plants and water. Label the 3 potted plants as A, B, C. Keep the potted plant A in an area that receives moderate amount of sunlight and water it regularly. You will observe the plant in the pot A grows well and appears healthy. Now, keep pot B in dark, but water it regularly. You will observe that the plant in pot B does not appear healthy. Its leaves have turned yellow. Now keep pot C in an area of bright sunlight and do not water it. The plant in the pot C has died. You will observe after 4 to 5 days. Its leaves have wilted and have turned yellow. So thus it is concluded that excess heat, absence of water and bright light adversely affect plant growth. Now let us have another demonstration showing how different types of soil affect the growth of plants. Take 3 flower pots A, B, C. Fill pot A with clay, pot B with sand and pot C with garden soil or loam soil. Loam soil is composed of equal parts of sand, silt and clay. It is an ideal soil. Now fix one plant in each of the pots. Place the pots in an area that receives adequate sunlight and water them regularly. Observe the 3 potted plants after 5 to 6 days. The plants in pots A and B do not grow well at all, while the plant in pot C looks healthy. So it is concluded that clay and sand lack the nutrients required for plants for healthy growth, whereas garden soil is rich in nutrients. Therefore, plants grow well in garden soil or loam soil. Now let us study the socio-cultural environment. Socio-cultural environment refers to the man-made environment created by man as per his need and comfort. Now, let us study forest as an ecosystem. The flora and fauna of the forest, which are the biotic components, interact with the abiotic components like sunlight, air, water, soil in the forest to form an ecosystem. Plants utilize abiotic components such as sunlight and water to prepare food through photosynthesis. The oxygen released during photosynthesis is taken up by animals for the process of respiration. The process of respiration produces carbon dioxide, which the plants require for photosynthesis. Herbivores such as deer eat plants. Deer are preyed upon by carnivores such as leopards and tigers. And when plants animals all die, their bodies are decomposed by bacteria and fungi. This helps to return the nutrients to the soil, which are again utilized by the plants. Thus we see how biotic and the abiotic factors are interdependent. In the same way, there is interdependence between plants and animals. They are interdependent for the purpose of food, shelter, or both. These interdependence between the plants and animals are broadly categorized into 3 types: symbiosis, parasitism, and predation. Symbiosis. Some organisms live together as it is a mutually beneficial for both partners. Such kind of association in which both organisms mutually benefit each other is known as symbiosis. The presence of nitrogen-fixing bacteria rhizobium in the root nodules of the leguminous plants is a great example of a symbiotic relationship. Leguminous plants means the pulses plants, all the pulses family like moong, gram, arhar, etc. Roots of the plant provide shelter to the bacteria while the bacteria fixes the atmospheric nitrogen into the soil. The roots absorb the nutrients from the soil which are then utilized by the plant for growth. Another example of symbiotic relationship is between egrets and cows, grazing cows or buffaloes. A cattle egret sits on the back of the grazing cow or buffalo. The egret feeds on the bugs and ticks that might bite or bother the cow or buffalo. Parasitism. The relationship in which an organism lives off another living organism and causes harm to it is known as parasitism. The organisms that derives nutrition is called as a parasite, while the organism that acts as a source of food is known as a host. Plants such as Rafflesia, Mistletoe, are examples of parasites. They live as parasites on other plants. Dodder or Cuscuta is also an example of parasitic plant. Dodder twines around the stem or branches of the host plant and climbs up. It has special sucking roots called as hostoria that penetrates the host's vascular system, that is the xylem and the phloem, to absorb the nutrients. In human beings, head lice are a common parasite. Lice are found on the human scalp from where they suck blood. They cause excessive itching and sores on the scalp. Now, predation. The relationship between two organisms in which one organism hunts and kills is known as predator, while the other organism that is killed and eaten is known as a prey. Animals such as lion, tiger, leopards are predators and they prey upon animals such as deer and zebra and giraffe. A cat is also a common example of a predator that hunts and feeds on mice and rats. Plants and animals are dependent on each other in many ways, such as plants are the source of food for all the animals and human beings. Animals also depend on plants for oxygen, for respiration. Plants are dependent on animals for carbon dioxide released during respiration, for photosynthesis. Animals such as squirrels, monkeys, some birds and insects depend on plants for shelter. Plants are dependent on insects such as butterflies and honeybees for pollination. Animals also help plants in seed dispersal. Plants provide us many useful products such as rubber, cotton, wood, which we need in our daily life. So students, this was all about the chapter. Thank you.